Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk about the art of engaging in a conversation anywhere. So, this will be a quick video, and I'm going to tell you about how you can have this much conversations everywhere. So, who I am? I'm an agency owner, crossed 10K at just 16-year-old, so I am capable of telling you that. So, let me tell you how you can have engaging conversation is the most simplest thing you could do in your life. You might be surprised saying like I'm not gonna tell you any tips and tricks. You might be saying like am I not gonna get any tips? Am I not gonna get say this sentence and then when he or she says this, say this. No, how you live your life will literally correlate to your engaging conversations. What is conversation at the end of the point? If you really think about it, the conversation is someone telling their story and then you are responding to that story, and then you are telling your story and then they are responding to that story. That's how conversation is. You might be bitching about someone, but that's your life. Or you might be watching a movie and you talk about that. Okay, so how to have engaging conversation will be, I would suggest you to start engaging conversation about yourself, not about anybody else, not about a movie, not about this and that. It's okay to say here and there if she asks you what type of movie you like, but don't go, I like that movie character, I like him, I like that. Don't go into that. That will literally cuck you out of the scene. Okay, when you cheer for another man in front of somebody else or this and that, that really hurts. That really hurts your charisma, and it make you a more of a fanboy. There is a difference between talking about someone and being a fanboy, but why mention someone? Why give someone spotlight? Okay, I hope you understand my point. So I'm going to tell you about how you could get into that, the engaging part. So that is not the conversation part. You need to live an extraordinary life. It will be the hard part. Okay, I'm going to tell you the hard part. I'm not going to tell you the tips and tricks. It will be hard in the starting. You will live a very hard life. Like, I'm not telling you to go to the homeless shelter and stay there if you live in an uncomfortable apartment. What you could do is take risks, uplift your agency or what type of business are you running, and if you are doing a job, do something interesting in that job, do something interesting in your life. That's how you're gonna have engaging conversations. The reason why you are not having an engaging conversation at right now because you don't have enough stories. Okay, so what you could do, you could go to trips with your friends. Okay, with your friends. I never traveled alone and I don't want to do that. That looks too boring to me. Okay, then who's gonna click pictures and stuff? That's another type of headache. And the second one is taking a risk for the stories. That's This is the second thing I just developed in like a few years. So what does I mean by that? Suppose let me give you a very interesting story. We got lost in our trip at 2 2 a.m. 2 a.m. literally. No, it was like 2 to 3 a.m. We got lost in that trip. It was me and my friend, my other friend. We booked, I don't know, 5 hotel rooms. I will tell you the story. If you want, you could say in the comment if you want the story. We booked five rooms in that hotel and we are only three people. So one of our friends was sleeping and we went to drop someone off. You will know who we are talking about. We went to drop them off, and when we are coming back, we lost our way because we went to a mountain place. We are at a hill station, so we lost our way coming from there. And the first thing that came into my mind, like, this will be a very interesting story, and I'm telling you a bits of it and this and that doesn't sound too interesting, but if I tell you like the storytelling way, it will sound very interesting. So I'm not going to tell you the story in that, but I'm going to tell you on and keep on the point to engaging conversations. And give you some now. I'm going to give you some tips, and these are not tips that you could do like go to a girl and say this. No. These are not that type of tips. They are type of tips that will boost the conversation. Not They are not the cake. They are the cherry on the cake. First of all, look them in this their eyes when they are talking or you are talking. Always have a spear of an eye contact. Okay, and let me tell you how you can change it for men and women. So when you look at a man, be more curious looking, be more a little more of serious, and be a laughing, a little like a mischievous eyes, I would say. Be a little of that. When you're talking to a woman, you have to look serious. You can't just ha ha ha, and you can't do that. Okay, that looks so funny if you really see it from the third perspective. And for the woman type, you have to look them in their eyes, but don't, like, how should I phrase this? Don't threaten them with your eyes. Don't be look like an creep. Okay, there is a difference between looking in the eyes and being a creep. If you look them in those eyes like this, they will think like you are a weird guy. Okay, so you will not have an engaging conversation. And engaging conversation is just about, if you have enough engaging stories, you will have an engaging conversation. That's it. And it is 1000x better than a cheat code. 1000x better. But let, you want to ask why? Okay, so what is the point of your conversation? Even if you want to get them this and that, the main reason of the conversation that you are having, that they remember you. Okay, and if you talked about stories of other things, they might remember the story but not you. Like, just let's just say I watched a reel on Instagram that talks about a quote from William Shakespeare, that is master, that was like, let me tell you the quote. I will That's a quote. Okay, I can't remember it at the moment, but that was a quote, and it was very interesting quote. It is a very famous quote that goes like, master of one and master of thousand is better than one as an. Okay, so this is like that. And I remember the quote. It was very interesting, and it was very interesting perspective and this and that. But in reality, when I saw that, it was very disappointing because I never remembered the creator of the account that created that reel. I never remembered him because he didn't talk about himself. He talked about other things. So if you want to be remembered, please start talking about yourself and not about stories you see on internet, this and that. Please just talk about yourself, your life. Even if it's not that interesting, make it interesting. Make it look interesting. If you can't even make it interesting, make it look interesting. How you could do that? And learn the art of storytelling. How you do that? Okay, I will make a video on the storytelling part, but for today's video, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, if you live a very boring life, you can't have engaging conversations in your life. You would be just like a simp. Okay, suppose tell me, if you have no stories, nothing, what you can speak in an engaging manner. You could talk about a movie, but they will remember the movie, the star, and you will be pushing the star, not you. Okay, and you could be talking about them, and that doesn't give them the vibe. Okay, so that doesn't give them the vibe. Just say, let me tell you, whenever somebody talks to you, okay, so they start buttering you and they start saying, yeah, you look nice, you look that, you look this and that. So do you remember them too much, or you just remember the compliments you got? I would assume the compliments you got. And that's not a very good thing, because people are starting to be more mature these days than before. They know manipulation tactics and this and that. So don't try to be that. That is the worst position you could be in your life. Okay, not having any engaging stories. Just do that. Have engaging stories, and you will have an engaging conversation everywhere you go. Okay, and you don't need to have 1,000 different stories. You just need to have around 50. If you just have 50 different stories, 50 is just too much if you really think about it. You just need to have 10 banger stories. 50 is on, like, you could talk to anybody at that moment. 50, 50 engaging stories. How you could have 50 engaging stories? Just by living life. Like, I have at the moment around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, around 15 amazing stories I could tell anybody, and they will see me like this. Yeah, what happened next, what happened next? Okay, so that's that. And just do that. That's it for the video. See you in the next one.